Hi, I'm Indra from IGM. Today I'll show you how to use rotor bits, what to watch out for, and how to tell when is the time to get your bit resharpened. First of all, let's properly insert the rotor bit into the handheld rotor. It might seem like a no-brainer, but it's actually one of the most common mistakes beginners and professionals make. Every good quality rotor bit has a key mark on the shank. In fact, it's a straight line with an arrow. This mark should line up with the lower edge of the collet in your rotor. If there is no mark on your bit, make sure to insert the bit at least 3 cm deep into the collet. Inserting only a tiny part of the shank, like this, leads to vibrations which can cause poor cut or worse, damage to your bit, bearings or even the machine rotor. Also, make sure the bit doesn't rest on the shaft. When the bit is fully inserted, just raise it by a millimeter or two. Secondly, don't forget to set the right speed before you start working. The rule of thumb is that the larger the diameter, the lower speed should be set and vice versa. The smaller the cutter diameter, the higher the speed. For example, an 8 mm bit should run at around 22,000 rotations per minute. On most rotors, that's usually speed setting number 5. For larger bits like 30 mm in diameter, I lower the speed to 14 to 16 rotations per minute, which is setting number 3. Every rotor has a speed guide in the manual or next to the speed controller. Thirdly, understanding the direction of feed relative to bit rotation and material is very important. These directions are referred to as conventional and climb cutting. When performing conventional cutting, the bit moves in the same direction as its rotation. The chip thickness starts at the maximum and decreases as you go, which prevents overheating and excessive dulling. However, the rotor tends to draw in the material, risking kickback. Plus, it causes uneven feed and poorly machined surface. That's why conventional cutting isn't suitable for handheld rotors, but rather for CNC machines that can guarantee constant feed. Climb cutting means the bit moves against the direction of the cutter's rotation. The chip thickness starts thin and gradually increases. It can put additional stress on the bit, causing it to heat up more and dull faster. But the rotor pushes the material away, preventing overloading and kickback. The cut is safer, more consistent, and less likely to ruin your work. Climb cutting is the way to go when using handheld rotors, whether freehand or mounted in a rotor table. If you are rotating by hand and your material is in front of the bit, move from left to right. In a rotor table with the material in front of the bit, you will go from right to left. When rotating solid wood, you may encounter this problem. The rotor jumps and ruins the edge or damages the bit. This happens when you start cutting head-on, in the end grain. To avoid this, always start your cut on edge grain, then smoothly transition to end grain. Finally, how do I know when to sharpen the bit or simply clean it? If your surface looks uneven, burnt, shows tear out, or you hear a whistling sound when rotating, the bit's probably dull. A dull cutter generates more heat, leaving burn marks on wood. When you look closely, you may notice damaged or crooked cutting edges. I recommend having your cutter sharpened by a professional. Alternatively, you can use cutters with inserts that require no sharpening, just rotate them or replace when dull. You can also prevent dulling by cleaning your bits regularly. Spray a cleaning emulsion on the cutting edge, let it sit for a while, then wipe it off, or use a soft brush for stubborn buildup. That's it for today. I hope you find this video useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe and see you next time.